just a garage just down the road. Some Southampton fans have pushed a barrier over. They've got a load of bricks and they're trying to throw them towards the Portsmouth fans and the police as well.
Only a short distance separates the two factions as police try to stop the departing Pompey crowd from being drawn in.
The little outburst back there has got all the Pompey fans together, hasn't it?
Yeah, they seem to have all grouped together back there because we held them till we could clear an area. But as you can see behind, Southampton are going to try and come through our police line.
At least you know where the Southampton youth element, you know, the risk element there is.
Yeah, there's a large element there. I wouldn't say all of those were risk. They're just people who've come out for today. They probably wouldn't normally do this.
Welcome to Day, which is all about crowd psychology for beginners. What we're going to do is look at how the crowd thinks and acts in the Forex markets, and basically how to detach yourself from the crowd, trade against the majority at the right time, and make money. Now, the majority always lose in Forex trading, so not being part of the crowd is obviously a great place to be. However, a crowd might be very stupid, but it's also very powerful. So you'll be very careful with your market timing, which I'm going to come to in a moment. But first of all, I want to talk about crowds generally. I started off the video there with a short clip of English police basically trying to control a football crowd, which they're doing very well. And the important point of that video is when the policeman says they're not all risk, i.e. known troublemakers. They wouldn't normally be doing this. And that is a statement that applies to crowds across the board. Yeah, when people get into a crowd, they get sucked in to the psychology of the crowd and do things they wouldn't normally do. I'm sure we've all felt it to a degree in terms of it might be at a concert, it might be at a speech, it can be anything, but the crowd has a big influence on us. Why? Because man is a pack animal. And yeah, if you look at it, we've survived since Stone Age times by banding together and becoming part of a crowd. It makes us feel safe. In many instances, it makes us feel very powerful. And we do just basically become part of a mass psychology. And yeah, people do things in crowds they would never ever do by themselves. It's the same in Forex markets, and you can notice people wanting to join the crowd as soon as they start trading. They start hunting tips from other people. They want to be trading with others. Yeah, they don't want to be on their own. You know, even though that's the best place to be, they want the security of the crowd around them. And what's very amusing is when you get traders, they go around forums, newswires and so forth, and they see everyone agreeing on a trade, and they think that's great, well, I'm going to go and do that trade. Well, if everyone's agreeing with the trade, it probably isn't a great trade to do. You know, you've got to actually get away from the crowd and think very contrary to what the majority thinks. Now, when you get a crowd in Forex markets, let's say you get a big bull market, greed takes hold. Greed then blinds the crowd to everything. They feel safe because the newswires start to reflect what they want to hear. And they're never going to give up on that trade. It doesn't matter if they're buying or if they're selling. The majority are going to stay with the trade until it's too late, or they're going to buy it too late or sell it too late, and they are going to lose money. And this psychology never ever changes. And if you want two great free books to read on crowd psychology, they're both free on the net now, you can get them as PDFs. Read Gustave Le Bon's The Crowd, A Study of the Popular Mind, and Charles Mackay's Extraordinary Popular Delusions and Madness of Crowds. They're probably two of the greatest works on crowd psychology, and very good for financial traders to really get a grasp of how the crowd never changes its thought process. It's always going to succumb to its emotions. So how do you trade against the crowd? Well, my own view is what you want to do, it's an extremely simple strategy. Look at newswires to do with Forex trading and wait until you see a story that is universal across all the newswires and all the brokers are saying it. This currency is not going up, it's got far further to fall, or a similar sort of story. You know, it's got further to rise, there's nothing that can stop it. Then what you want to do is, you know, you've got basically a universal consensus So what you then want to do is go and look at your charts, see how overbought the currency is or how oversold it is. And on the chart, you'll always notice that when you get a big price spike, it's driven by greed or fear, it never lasts for long. Big price spikes like shooting stars, they always fade, okay? You can look back on charts, any ones that you want, and you'll see this. The big price spikes tend to fade. Because greed basically ends and fear ends, and prices just come back to more realistic levels. So how do you time it? Well, basically, if you've got a chart, you can see where the price spike is, and you can look for weakness on the chart. You can do it with just the bars of the chart, or you can use some momentum indicators. Don't need to use too much to confirm your signal. But what you want to do is look, let's say it's a bull market, for some weakness to occur, and basically then come in short. And you can use a relatively tight stop at market turning points. Now, as I said before, the crowd is stupid as an overall statement, but it can be very powerful. So at turning points, always be prepared to be stopped out at least once. I always bargain on being stopped out once, even if I'm not. But then you come back again. Doesn't matter. As long as the risk reward looks good, you've got your stop nice and tight, and you've got good reward on the other side, then come back in and try again. You will always be able to catch price spikes that have been driven too far by greed and fear, that the crowd are not thinking, okay? What they're doing is they're looking at the news saying it's going to continue forever, this move. And it's a known fact that when the fundamentals are at their most bullish, or the news is most bullish, or when the news is most bearish, that is when important market turns occur. Why? Because everyone who's wanting to buy has already bought, or whoever wanted to sell has already sold, and then prices will then just come back to more realistic levels. Now, it sounds incredibly simple. It is very simple if you practice it. Just look for those news stories where everyone thinks the currency is going one way. Then look at your chart and look to go the opposite way. Crowd psychology, it never changes. It never ever will, because human nature never changes. Now, you're trading probabilities at turning points, but never ever be afraid to trade against the majority view. Most traders want to be with the majority view, but that just is a huge mistake. The majority of Forex traders lose. So basically a little simple strategy to take advantage of turning points and be very happy when everyone disagrees with you. Being on your own is the best place to be in Forex markets. You don't have friends in the Forex markets. You're on your own, and just trust your judgment. A simple strategy with good risk control is all you need. Thank you for watching this brief video on crowd psychology. I've got some more obviously on the YouTube channel, so check them out. Thanks for watching me as per usual. Take care. Have a good day.